Hey guys, I got a new video for you today, and we're going to be taking a look at a very interesting knife that I had the opportunity of coming across while I was at Blade Show earlier this year. It's taken me some time to do this review just because I used it and then I put it away and then I didn't know where I had it and I was looking for some stuff and I came across it today and I was like, oh man, I really wanted to put this video out just because it's such an interesting knife. Now, if you've ever been to a knife show or any type of shows, it's always a good idea to walk around and take a look at all the different tables because you never know what you're going to come across. And this is the epitome of that. I was walking around at the tables and I saw this table and I was almost going to walk past it, and then I started kind of looking at it a little bit more, and then I saw these knives. The knife maker had a couple of them on there. And I said, let me take a closer look at it. And when I saw it, I was like, wow, I need to pick this knife up because that is the coolest thing and I've never seen that before. So this is from a company called Morris Knives, and here's their card with some information on there. So there's their website in case you guys are interested. And it says they were established in 2005, so they've been around for some time. They also included this little key tag, which is really cool. It's just like a little piece of leather, and then it has the word Morris and then a knife kind of embellished in it, so it looks really, really nice. But this is the star of the show right here. And this one is called the Rhino. I just wanted to put it out there because I'll leave a link to their website below. They have a ton of other knives. If you guys are interested in seeing what else they have, go ahead and check them out. But as you guys can see, they're custom made, they're handcrafted. They're actually out of Michigan. So as soon as you see this knife, you know that this is a handcrafted knife just because of the aesthetics of the knife itself. But it's such a cool knife that, again, I couldn't pass up picking one up for myself. So here's the sheath, obviously handmade sheath. Again, you do have the Morris and then the knife embossed on the leather sheath right there. This particular one is black with black stitching. And then you do have the American flag embossed on the other side, which is really nice. And then the leather just kind of folds over and it becomes your belt loop right there. So again, it's designed to just kind of throw your belt through there and you can go ahead and carry it. As you guys can see, it is a smaller size knife, which is what I've been gravitating towards, especially if I'm going to be carrying it for EDC purposes. I want something small. But let me show you guys what actually sold me on it. So as you guys can see, there is a snap button right here, and basically the snap of the sheath snaps directly into the knife. So I don't know if you guys can see that. That is so cool. I have never seen that before. The knife is nice and secure in there. It's not going anywhere. It could be upside down, whatever. Until you actually snap it and pull the knife out, then you'll have the knife in your hand. So that was really, really awesome. So originally the knife was sitting on the table like this, and then I saw that on the blade, on the handle, and I said, I wonder what that is. At first I thought it was like some knife handles have like a bow drill, so you can do like, if you want to do fire starting or something like that. But it was such a small knife that it was just kind of intriguing. And it wasn't until I picked it up, I started looking at it. And then the designer actually, or the knife maker actually said, this is what it is. And he showed me and I said, wow, that is really cool. I had never seen that before. I don't know if you guys might have seen it, but that really, kind of sold me, and I decided to go ahead and pick up the knife. Now, as you guys can see, it is a smaller size knife right here. Fits really, really nice in my hand. They did throw this kind of simple paracord lanyard on there. I left it just because it's cool. It matches the aesthetic. It's a little long. I might chop it down a little bit, but nothing fancy because the knife itself is what's kind of speaking for itself. So, taking a look at this knife. First things first, you might be able to see some lines on here, and that is because this is actually an upcycled machinist file. So this is the file that a machinist would use. It's actually a 6-inch file, and they basically upcycled it into a knife. So that is really, really cool. As you guys can see, it is a full tang knife. So it's going to go all the way through there, and it's a pretty thick stock for such a small little knife. It's it definitely feels really nice and sturdy in the hand. One of the things that I was worried about is this snap thing here, if it would be uncomfortable or anything like that, if I would feel it. And honestly speaking, I don't even feel it when I have the knife in my hand. It's like if it wasn't there. The other thing is, just making sure that you don't get any grime or dust or dirt or anything like that in there, just because, the snap is going to go into there. But again, that's just something to keep in mind. I like the fact that they did give you a little lanyard hole down here, but instead of working it into the back of the handle, they actually put it towards the bottom there. And this blade shape is very utilitarian. You have a nice upsweep blade there, a nice little belly, and it comes to a pretty acute point. So if you didn't have to pierce or anything like that, you're not going to have to worry about it. You are going to be able to do that with this little knife. Now, this particular one does come in this these nice green, what they call diamond wood. It's polished and it's this nice green color. It just gives it a really nice regal look, in my opinion. And then you do get these pins that go right through the the scales and the handle itself, and then the other one actually goes and it finishes behind the snap closure there. So that's really cool. Instead of kind of moving it closer or something like that, they just put it right there, so it is not in the way, or it's not an extra one. You get a nice little finger choil right there. No jimping at the top, but again, my thumb rests very nicely on there, and it isn't going anywhere. Now you do have the maker mark right there, which is Morris, and then the date of production, what I would think. So it says 06/04/24. So again, fairly new. There we go. There it is. So really, really nice little little blade. I can tell you that I've carried it a couple of times, but I don't want to carry it because I don't want to mess it up. But I know that it could definitely take whatever it is that you're gonna want to put it through, because it just feels very, very sturdy. I love, putting it back in the sheath and then just snapping the sheath onto the knife itself. It's just, that's such a cool thing. I find myself pulling this knife out and showing it to more people, or showing it more to people than I do actually using it, just because that's such a cool thing. I've never seen that before. Let me know if you guys have seen it before, or from who. Just leave it in the comments below, just because I think that is so cool. And also, let me know what you think of it. Do you think that that's just a gimmicky thing, or do you think it's actually utilitarian? Again, instead of snapping into something, this is a leather sheath, so you wouldn't be snapping into it, but instead of just pressure fitting it in there and then worrying about maybe falling out or whatnot, you just snap it right there, and then again, it's not going to go anywhere. So I think for the most part, this is such a cool little knife. As far as dimensions go, you're getting about a they say 2 3/8 length of the blade. So again, a small little blade, and it's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 6 inches overall as far as the length goes. And again, it is made from an upcycled machinist file, which is just really cool. There's so much, to talk about: craftsmanship, the look, and just everything on this knife, even down to that snap onto the leather sheath. And again, like I mentioned, I find myself pulling out this knife and showing it off more than I actually have been using it, but it's razor sharp. I mean, this thing is razor sharp, as all knives should be, especially when you purchase them. But it's such a thick stock that, again, for such a small little stubby knife, it definitely, you can put it through its paces and not have to worry about it damaging or anything like that. It's just, I've been wanting to keep it, nice and new. So I have carried it a couple times, but I've shown it off more times than I probably carried it. And every time I show it to somebody, they say, wow, that's really cool. I just never seen anything like that. But I wanted to go ahead and showcase it for you guys, because I think, like I said, it's one of those things that if you're walking around, don't discount, look at all the different booths and vendors and stuff like that, because you might just come across something that's going to be new to you and blow you away, like I did with this knife here. Again, this is the Rhino from Morris Knives. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Thanks.